walls fell.
The walls fell down.
My house went shaking down.
Down.
My voice did not work. I cannot call my mama. She disappeared.
People were laying on the street.
Not moving.
Not moving.
The school came down and trapped my sister.
My sister.
In the big rocks.
I'm not safe anymore.
I'm not safe anymore.
Grace, Haiti, and Carfu, a refugee camp of about 20,000 individuals. When I came there was no food. These people hadn't eaten for 3 weeks. They were extremely hungry. They had gathered there because it was a church site, and they were just hoping that God would deliver them.
There are many obstacles in a disaster zone, one of the biggest being logistical. Worldwide organizations were sending ships full of food into Haiti's damaged harbor. But with so many damaged and blocked roads, there were few reliable ways to get the resources to the people who needed it most.
I had seen refugee camps in other environments, but none that measured 20,000 strong. These people had gathered there hoping for a miracle.
We drank water from the dirty river.
Some people in our camp
were catching small birds
and rats
for their food.
We went out to see if we could find food, and I didn't know what to expect. First people I approached was the UN World Food Program. That was an immediate dead end. I have a military background, so I knew that the military has vast resources in these kind of situations. So we just went to the closest Marine camp. They genuinely wanted to help, and unfortunately at that point they had already given out most of the food. So I quickly realized that that was not a viable approach for feeding the people, and I began to look at other resources.
A human being can survive for 4 to 6 weeks without food. Few live beyond 1 week without water. 3 weeks since the earthquake, and still no food. Time was running out.
We drove all day long, and place after place was like, hey, we've already given out all the food, we got nothing left, we're not gonna get any more food for several weeks. I began feeling incredibly hopeless, wondering if I was going to fail the people. I was a bitter pill to swallow. I started feeling desperate. We went to organization after organization, government after government, military camp after military camp. I just got this sinking feeling in my stomach. I remember looking over and watching the sun setting and thinking to myself, it's gonna get dark soon. I felt that we had failed, that the light was leaving, and desperation and sadness were coming.
My whole body hurt.
And I could not move.
I could not move. I felt sick. I felt sick.
Like my body was stopping.
I wanted to only sleep. I wanted to only sleep.
I wanted to only sleep.
We almost didn't go. I said, you know, we can't stop, we gotta keep trying. It's getting dark, it can't hurt. We gotta overturn every single stone that we can find. If we went to one last location.
Someone had suggested checking out an old Haitian Coast Guard base where various international militaries were headquartered.
They weren't gonna let us in, and I think he could see it on our faces how disappointed we were. Then he said, well, the Colombian Red Cross is here, and someone said they might have some bags of grain for you guys. It's worth not coming home empty-handed. I was willing to take anything at that point. And I just leveled with him. I was desperate. I said, hey, I have all these people and they're starving and we need help. I was holding back the tears at this point. They said, absolutely, you can have everything we got. When we were driving through the camp, it was just light enough to see that a truck full of food was coming into the camp, and everybody in the camp started cheering. They were crying. I think we were crying at that point too. It was unreal. And so we did a distribution that night. The people were so gracious. They were so happy just to receive even a tiny amount of rice. There was no fighting. There was just thank yous and tears. It was unreal. Hearing 20,000 people sing, just praising God that they'd been delivered.
The Colombian Red Cross, Doctors Without Borders, UNICEF, and the commanding officer of the U.S. Marine Expeditionary Unit set up operations there with HISG and others from the International Disaster Response Network, in part through hearing about the tremendous needs of the camp from David. It was a turning point.
And so it's almost as if that one night, after feeling so desperate, the floodgates just opened up. And suddenly this camp that was completely desperate became a place that people wanted to live. 1,000 people came every day because this suddenly became an oasis in an area that was just absolutely devastated. And it was just, I view it as a miracle.
Now is the time to do something about human suffering in the wake of extreme poverty, disease, and disaster. Humanitarian International Services Group, connecting resources to human needs.